All right, Edward, are you ready?
I am. Nate, you and I jumped into Assassin's Creed The Rebel Collection on the Switch. Dude, this is sick. I've been waiting for Assassin's Creed to be on the go forever,
buddy.
and it's finally here, and I'm absolutely pleased with how well it runs.
Yeah, man. So I've actually never played either of these Assassin's Creed games in the past. Believe it or not, I know. Out of all the games,
Yeah,
I somehow
that's
missed
fair.
the boat on this one.
Whoa, man. Assassin's Creed 4 is an absolute staple. Black Flag is one of the best titles that the franchise has. Rogue was one of those, it was a cross-platform thing at the time, right? So you have Black Flag went to the new consoles, and Rogue went, kind of stayed with the old consoles. Rogue's now been ported over to the newer ones, and now has been brought to the Switch in a collection. Wow.
Man, this is totally worth picking up, man.
Yes.
Because the Assassin's Creed formula, it's changed with the last two games, Origins and Odyssey.
Yes.
It is very, it is very different.
Very different.
But you know, for me, it's great going back to that classic Assassin's
nostalgia,
Creed
yeah.
where, you know, right from the beginning you can basically kill 8 guards at the same time.
Yeah, for sure. It is definitely got that old mentality when it comes back to the old Assassin's Creed stuff, because it essentially is just a port over, right? But it runs, the biggest part about it is how well it runs.
Yes.
So you get the Assassin's Creed 4 story, you get Black Flag story, and you get the Rogue story. So Rogue was Shay, who starts as an assassin, turns Templar, and then you get Kenway's story over on the other side, who is just, man, Edward is
playing as
awesome.
a pirate. That's the thing. But
That was where
I
it
love
shined.
both these stories because
Yeah.
in all the other games, like you said, you're an assassin. But
Yeah.
in this, you're playing as a pirate and you're kind of working, you know, sneakily for them, but not really, because you're
Yeah.
still a scummy pirate.
You still got your own motivations, right? So
But then as Shay, you know, it's really cool playing as, you know, you're like, oh, I'm just another assassin, but you're Irish,
Yeah.
which I love.
Yeah.
But, you know, then the whole rebelling thing and seeing why he rebels. It is really great. Both the stories, the voice acting, just top notch with these games. So as you know, with the Assassin's Creed games now, the big thing is the naval side of it.
yes.
And you can kind of see where it's evolved from then to where it is now. Because back then, it was a ton of fun, man. I'm really upset that I actually missed this all those years ago.
Yeah.
Because I only heard great things. And now playing it on the Switch, it just looks awesome sailing the seas.
Well, the whole sea battle stuff started with Assassin's Creed 3, which was just kind of a bit of a tease. And then they really emphasized it going into Black Flag, because that was the whole main story, was being out in the open seas and being a pirate. So they've taken that and then they kind of just kept going with it. And from there, they keep iterating and iterating. And now you get into Odyssey, and it's blown up even more. But you can see where it started. Now, the biggest thing is, for me, is going back to an old Assassin's Creed is a little bit difficult now because of being so involved in Odyssey and Origins, where the formula has changed. So to go back, and then back in the old days of Assassin's Creed, you would sit there and you work on timing. You would let them attack first, counter, and then kill them.
Yeah.
Same thing, right? And it's kind of a rinse and repeat. So to go back to that stuff again, I was like, oh man,
This is fun.
It's fun, but again, I'm like,
It's
this has
old.
really changed. You can feel that old Assassin's Creed. So if you can get past that part, you can really enjoy the game for what it is and get involved with the story. And you have a lot of game here too.
Yeah, and kind of a nice thing with these games, this is more of an older Assassin's Creed thing, but like right off the hop, you pretty much have not all the tools, but most of your tools at your disposal. You got the dual blades.
Yes.
You know, you get your 2 swords. You can get lots of weapons all your arse, like right from the beginning. Sorry, but it's really cool. I like that about it.
And again, you can see where they've started to work on the whole RPG system, and that's where that's evolved from as well. So you start to kind of look back at going, okay, this is where Assassin's Creed started with the naval battles and the RPG and turning the tides of what Assassin's Creed was from Altair, man, oh man, like we're going way back into where you're starting to see where the future is building for Assassin's Creed and leading up to Odyssey. All these stories are intertwined in one way or another. So there's a lot to appreciate within the story and the world of Assassin's Creed and the lore. It's so deep.
And that's a big thing with Rogue, is that Rogues is kind of like this tie up all the loose ends, tie in all the stories kind of game. I don't want to spoil anything because there's some really big moments in this where you're just shocked. But that all being said, it was cool because it tied everything from the past on, and then the next game. It was really well done.
It was so worth it. If you have the opportunity, you've missed one of these titles, honestly, it's worth picking up. Absolutely pick it up on the Switch, on the go, and it looks phenomenal.
Yeah. One of the things is there is a little bit of jankiness when you're traversing around. But
sometimes, yeah.
That's really no fault again on the port over, because in the old games, from what I've seen and what I've heard, is they were like that. Well, you're trying to run up a surface, and then for some reason there's a wall that you should clearly be able to go up, but you just can't.
So that's what I found myself.
Backwards.
So in the latest Assassin's Creed, you can climb literally everything and anything. So to go back, and I focused on Rogue more than I did with Black Flag, because I beat the crap out of Black Flag. So I touched on that to kind of get the feel, to make sure it ran well. Man, it was flawless, to be honest. But I jumped into Rogue, and there's I'm trying to climb up some of the rocks, and I'm not. I'm like, man, you can. I'm going back in time, and I can't do that. So I was kind of like, man. So that's what I mean when it comes to that feel, that disconnect of where you get the new ones going back to the old, and you kind of miss some of the new tools, and now that we have at our disposal, which just isn't there because we haven't made it that far yet.
So another great thing about these games is actually the maps, because they feel very different. I was kind of worried, playing both kind of pirates, sort of same era, them being very much the same, but they're not. In Rogue, you kind of you're in North America parts of it, and it's very wintry and cold. And, just some of the maps are very open, and then some are very rivery and corridory. So I really enjoyed that about this.
I thought it was really cool in Rogue too, that as you're sailing, you gotta watch for the little chunks of icebergs that are out there.
I slammed those all the time.
I did as well, because we come from Black Flag. Everything's open, man. There are no icebergs in there. So to get into Rogue, I was like, oh crap! Oh man, okay. So you gotta pay attention a little bit more to who you're fighting out on the seas, as well as some of these ice boulders and things that are out there as well. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, man.
Nate, you and I had a great time playing Assassin's Creed, the Rebel Collection on the Switch. What are you scoring it?
This one is not a tough one for me to score. I loved it. I thought the port over was pretty much perfect.
Yep.
The graphics look super good, and this one is getting an 8.5 from me, man.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Honestly, Assassin's Creed, the Rebel Collection is one of the best ports made it to the Switch. If you're an Assassin's Creed fan, you need to pick this one up. I'm there with an 8.5 as well.
Nice.
Assassin's Creed The Rebel Collection is a must-buy for any Assassin's Creed fan. The return to AC Black Flag and AC Rogue was a great experience we didn't expect for the Switch. We did feel the old style gameplay from previous AC titles, but AC The Rebel Collection is simply one of the best ports to make its way to the Switch.